Password protection. A password is a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols. It is necessary not to divulge the password to avoid it falling into the hands of others.
Technically, a password is considered one of the weak protections compared to other methods.
Choose passwords that are difficult to predict and easy to memorize. Choose unique passwords that contain a combination of letters, numbers, and special symbols.
Change your password regularly. Different passwords should be created for each application or online service.
Disable the autocomplete option from the identities or passwords used when logging in. Maintaining the confidentiality of the password and not disclosing it to anyone, and changing it immediately in the event of any doubt about it.
Phishing and farming. What is phishing? Phishing is a cybercrime in which targets are contacted by email, telephone, or text message by someone posing as a legitimate institution to persuade them into providing their personal information, banking, and credit card details. What is farming? Farming is when a hacker directs an internet user to a fake website. These fake sites can capture a victim's confidential information, credit card data, or install malware on their computer. How to protect yourself from phishing. Be cautious about all the communications you receive. Do not click on any links listed in the email message. Do not enter personal information in a pop-up screen. How to protect yourself from farming. Look for HTTPS in the web address, avoid suspicious websites, and enable two-factor authentication on sites that offer it.
Phishing attack. The attacker attempts to trick an employee in the victim organization into giving away sensitive data and account credentials, or into downloading malware. The basic goal of this strategy is to exploit an organization's employees to bypass one or more security layers so they can access data more easily. Who is most vulnerable to phishing? The top 5 sectors with the highest click rates on malicious links in phishing emails. Consulting, 63%. Clothing and accessories, 48%. Education, 47%. Technology, 40%. Holdings, conglomerates, 32.37%. This is how an attacker attack the target company by doing this. Information gathering about the target and select the target. Sent him the malicious file which is beacon undetectable. Email delivered to the company. Download the malicious file. Backdoor is just installed on the victim computer. Making connection to the outer world to do its specific task. And finally goal is achieved and that computer was compromised. Several ways to defend against this attack strategy, including email virus detection tools, multi-factor authentication, employee cybersecurity awareness training, defense in depth, policy of least privilege.
Hello everyone, I'm Rawan Bilal Ghannam, and today I'm going to talk about drive-by threat. We all know what's drive-through, but I don't think that drive-by is commonly known between people. Continue with me this video and I'll tell you the difference between them. Actually, drive-by threat has nothing to do with a drive-through, where a drive-by is a type of malware attack that's used to attack your computer by downloading harmful programs onto your computer without your knowledge while you're surfing on a website. Wow, it sounds scary, but don't worry, I'll tell you how to protect yourself and your device from drive-by attack. First, update your software quickly and constantly. Second, remove unnecessary software and plugs. Third, use firewall and web filtering software. Fourth, disable Java and JavaScript. And finally, install and add blocker. Be proactive and protect yourself from drive-by. And don't forget that any threat that can be avoided is a tragedy. You aren't the one who allow attackers to attack you by your online attitude. So please watch out your online behavior. May God increase your drive-through and decrease your drive-by. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Said Samir and I'm a cybersecurity engineering student. This video is made to aware and give knowledge to people about malware and specifically viruses. Now, before I get into my topic, you should know that there is more than one type of malware. There are actually 5 types, which are viruses, spyware, adware, worms, and Trojan. But today, I'm just going to cover viruses and give you a general idea about them and how to prevent yourself and your devices from getting infected by those viruses. Viruses are the type of malware which gets attached to files and begin to spread uncontrollably. And those viruses are usually attached to files from suspicious websites, which some people download and get in a lot of trouble because of it. Viruses are known as diseases and sickness to people, but they are also diseases to the devices, and they can destroy your files and delete them forever. When a virus is downloaded on your device, you can tell by some signs, like your device will begin to work slowly and crash, and you will feel like there are some drops when you're using your PC. Those are some signs to know when your PC is infected by a virus. Now for the most important part in this video. How to protect yourself from those viruses. First of all, you have to make sure of the websites you're entering and the links you are getting into. Second of all, update your firewall and keep it up to date always. And also download antivirus, which can protect and help a lot by preventing those issues and problems. And it's very important to make sure that your operating system is updated, and you should have a regular update to make sure that you are always ahead and always safe. Now, what should a person do if his device got infected by a virus? The best way and the most secure way is to format your computer. But some files or all the files will be deleted. So you should always have a backup for your important files and documents. Thank you for listening. I hope this video helps, and I hope you are always safe, and goodbye.
Phishing uses fake emails to trick you into giving information. They often exploit legitimate brands, making them hard to spot. So how can phishing emails be identified? Banks will never email multiple recipients or ask you to provide card, PIN or personal details in an email. Well-known organizations won't use free email services like Gmail or Hotmail or make spelling or grammar mistakes. Hover your mouse over links. Don't click them. This sometimes shows the fake website's address. Search online. If it's a scam, It may be reported in the news or forums, or check with the organisation the email claims to be from using contact details you know are real. Farming fraudsters design fake websites that mimic official sites to lure victims into entering personal or bank details. So how do you spot a farming site? Legitimate sites that need your data should have HTTPS at the beginning of the web address, not HTTP. Be suspicious if the address ends with something other than .co.uk or .com, the organisation's name is spelt incorrectly, or there are spelling mistakes and bad grammar on the site.
Blended attacks are attacks using a different technique in which a target is compromised by using different threat strategies together. Uses complex malware attacks which recognize as high risk. Common uses of blended attack to send two different attacks together. Use distributed denial of service, DDoS, with phishing emails. Distributed denial of service, DDoS, attack are also a direct attack on information resources started from many other host machines with applications run by malicious attacks. First, distributed denial of service used to take down a popular company or organization website and send emails to their customers apologies for having an issue. The next turn of phishing attack starts, which the attacker sends tricky masked email. Customers from the official and trusted source. The email is designed to make the receiver set up malware, share personal information on its computer. How to avoid and decrease the risk of blended attacks. First, keep your operating system and apps up to date. Second, using multi-tools to stop blended attacks include firewalls and antivirus and anti-spyware detection software that can recognize both known and unknown threats in real time. Finally, be careful when to open email, photographs or documents.
What does password protection mean? Password protection is a security process that protects information accessible via computers that needs to be protected from certain users. There are different password attacks: brute force attack, keylogger attack, dictionary attack, credential stuffing, man in the middle, traffic interception, phishing, and password spraying. Lastly, how to prevent attacks. The best way to prevent password attacks is to adopt best practices for password hygiene and management. Second, easy-to-hack environments that have a weak security posture are much more appealing to opportunistic cybercriminals. Third and last, boosting password security significantly improves your ability to avoid a data breach.
Hello everyone, this is Sarah. Today me and my friend Ahmed we will explain to you what is phishing and farming. Hello, Sarah, my account got hacked but I got an official email from Twitter saying to recover my password. Phishing is a technique is used by a hacker to trying to convince their victims to give up some personal information like their credit card PIN, or any passwords of their accounts, or social security number. It's all mixture of social engineering and a little bit of spoofing or installing malware on the computer. Where farming is a more advanced technique to get the victim's personal information by making the website look more legitimate to the user. Charming can be done via spoofing. This is a fake PayPal login screen, except this really isn't a login screen at PayPal, it's one that the hackers made it to look like exactly the real page so their victims can easily be connived and enter their username and passwords. Phishing can happen by the victim clicking a click inside of an email or responding to a link that's been sent. First, be careful with the links you click by looking to URL. Second, different than the original link and there might be graphics missing, or spelling mistakes, or something not quite right with the page. Finally, always look up for the site yourself by contacting PayPal themselves, checking about the email they sent you. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to Abu Dhabi University Cybersecurity Awareness Day. Password protection. Here you will learn how to protect your passwords to get all your tech in shipshape. Follow the steps. To be safe and sound, first thing you need is strong password must have numbers more than 8 characters, upper and lower case, non-alphabet, not relative to your name, age, etc. Having a strong password doesn't mean it is random or nonsense. Make it sense to you and be creative with it. And don't share or reuse your passwords with others or any social platforms. Did you get all that? If you still worry of being hacked, use two-step verification. Is adding an extra layer of security to your account in case your password is stolen. You can also use password managers such as 1Password and LastPass. They're pretty secure. This is how you protect your password. Super cool to have you aboard. Got tech questions? Thank you for watching.
Hello. This is Ahmad. Let's discuss phishing AMP, farming. Are you a technological person and secured? Do you wonder what phishing AMP, farming and how to avoid it? Technology is a necessary evil of this era. Fraudsters can access the computer systems via social engineering. Social engineering takes in phishing and farming. Phishing is a fraudulent act to exploit and used for privacy breaching carried out by email spoofing and tricks recipient to reveal private data. Farming is a cyber exploitation trick carried out by spoofed web pages by redirecting user to spoofed sites which mimic the legitimate one. Do you ever ponder how to avoid such attacks? Organizations do not use free mail services. Confirm with organization whether they've asked your private data. Hover over the submit button and scan forward link if it is secured. Do check the domain of the web page. Do check if site is HTTP secured. Have some cyber skepticism about the cyber threats. That's all.
Passwords protection is important to make sure your account is safe and secure. LastPass Keeper Bitwarden logged me once.
Mobile security. Today, mobile phones have evolved into a virtual part of our daily life. On a daily basis, people depend an average of 5 hours on their mobile phone. But one thing they're almost unaware of is which application have access to their personal data, as this data can be accessed and used maliciously. Here is Bob. Bob received an email from Alice, which he believes is from her recommending a software shopping app. But what both don't know is that an intruder took control of the emails between both. These are easy and targeted phishing emails that attempt to persuade users to click on connections that contains malicious material or steal credentials. Bob unwittingly taps on the shopping email link, which directs users to a particular page within an application. Now the problem begin. When the shopping app is already downloaded which contains malware is described as software that is intended to harm a device, server, client, or computer network. Which in this situation malware took advantages of Bob's phone and flows to obtain access to confidential data by granting itself administrator right. App. It has the ability to easily infect the entire network of the device. Here are some tips to secure your mobile device from attackers. Make sure all of the apps are up to date. Passwords should not be stored on your computer. Using caution when receiving text or email. Using a virtual private network, VPN, instead of public Wi-Fi. Thanks for watching.
Today, my topic of presentation is security in cloud computing. Cloud security, also known as cloud computing security, consists of a set of policies, controls, procedures, and technologies that work together to protect cloud-based systems, data, and infrastructure. Cloud computing security challenges are computing performance, service quality, portability, security and privacy, availability and reliability. Cloud computing security benefits are DC planning, governance, identity and access management, data security, availability, compliance. That video has been created by Rashid Al-Rashdi.
Password protection, supervised by Dr. Abid Mahmoud, done by the student Muhammad Nizam Al-Assad. Password protection allows only those with an authorized password to gain access to certain information. It is the first line of defense against unauthorized access to your computer or any personal information. You can protect your password by following the instructions listed below. 1. Prevent choosing weak passwords. 2. Use multi-factor authentications and verifications. 3. Every account should have a different passcode. 4. Keep your software always up to date. This is the end, and thank you.
Hey there, my name is Khalid Albaz, and today I will talk to you about how to prevent malware attacks. Malware is a short way of saying malicious software. Hackers and cyber thieves use a variety of methods to install malware, including viruses and spyware, on computers and mobile devices without the user's consent. Malware programs can be used to crash these devices, spy on users, and capture personally identifiable information, or PII, and committing fraud. The best way to combat malware is to try to prevent it from being installed in the first place. There are also ways to catch the problem early if criminals do succeed in infecting the system. The first step to preventing a malware attack is to keep your computer security up to date. Your computer should be equipped with antiviruses and anti-malware softwares, as well as a firewall. Your security software, browser, and operating system should be set to download updates and patches automatically, and you should back up your data regularly. Next, you should be vigilant when downloading and installing new softwares. Make sure that anything you install, whether it was a file-shared program for your school or a free game, comes from unknown and trusted websites. You should also make sure that your browser security settings is high enough to detect automatic or unauthorized downloads. Your next step should be monitoring your email. Even if you think the email is from a company you know and trust, it may not be. Rather than clicking on a link in the email, type it in to a separate browser. You should also avoid opening email attachment unless you're absolutely certain that the email is legitimate. Finally, be careful of pop-ups. You should use a pop-up blocker if possible. If you don't or can't, make sure you don't click on any links that appears on a pop-up window, and never buy a software you see advertised on a pop-up. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening and see you next time.
Are you afraid that your password is weak? Are you hoping for a solution? Don't worry. Keys to a good password. Hard to crack. And easy to remember. What to avoid. Personal info. Don't share your password with others, and common words. Your password should contain this checklist. 8 characters or more. Uppercase letters. Lowercase letters. Numbers. Symbols. And mix them up. And that is it. Now you have a strong password.
Do you think your password is weak and looking for a solution?
We've got you covered. Your password must be easy to remember, tough to crack. Here's what you should avoid. Sharing your password. Providing personal information when creating your password. Using common words when creating your password. Here's the password checklist you need to follow. Use upper and lowercase characters. Use numbers. Use a minimum of 8 characters. Use symbols.